you talking to me?
This is...
I want to know what your experience is. And the question I raised before is, for 35, 40 minutes you guys sat there and did it, which is very unusual. And I want to know why. What made... No, not because that's... Why do you think that was... That length of time you sat there and engaged in learning?
Concentrate.
Yeah. You needed to concentrate on the questions, but the fact that it gave you the correct answer, if you were incorrect, reread that and remember it for next time when it does ask you again. If you're not remembering that, you're just going to have to go and do it over and over again. So you really do need to focus.
What was that?
It was engaging.
Yeah.
It was
in
engaging.
what way? What?
Well, same. It requires a lot of concentration and reading the questions properly. Then it went back to something. I think if it was incorrect, there was more reading to do.
So was that annoying to have to keep going over things?
Nah, because you've got to
No,
get it.
because
Because
it's
it's
what
what
we
we
know
know.
anyway.
You've got to know it.
Yeah.
So to go back over it is, it's refreshing you, like making sure that you do know what you're talking about.
And then
basically.
you are handing in your assignment like that, and that's it. There's no double handling. So you're just doing it once. You know your answer's correct now. You've moved on,
That's
and when you
right.
finish it, you clearly can only finish it when it's correct.
Yeah, cool.
So then you know you're done with that module, and I guess you can move on to the next.
Yeah.
So how long do you reckon you would have existed reading a book?
Oh,
What
I
would the
think it would have
difference
taken
between
longer.
that experience and sitting there with a textbook?
I think it's giving you the information that you need, like
specific. At the
that
time.
specific information.
Yeah.
Like I think when you're reading a textbook, you've
Just
got to
reading
read a
it.
lot of information to get that one answer.
Yeah.
So
Whereas-
I think that's
yeah.
it's good
It's
that way.
specific.
I think also I like the fact that it's catering for my own learning, because when you're reading a book, it's like, oh, if you don't understand it, you're just continuously reading. Whereas that one, if you don't understand it, you have to stop and you have to go back, and that's my own learning, where other people, they're ahead and they understand it, they can move on. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you're still trying to figure it out. It's your own sort of
But it's instant
learning.
validation
Does that
as
make
well.
sense? Like, you feel good. Good.
Sorry, what was
It's
it?
instant validation because you know, okay, you've got that answer right. Whereas I think when you're handwriting something, you never quite, it's very ambiguous. You don't know whether you actually got that answer right until you get...
You're questioning your answers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until you get that mark back from your teacher. So
Yeah.
Who's done any form of online type learning like this before? Anyone? You have?
yeah.
I have one. Yeah.
So what sort of was your what other ways
Oh
that
no, I
you've
was
done it?
getting a white card, so I had to do an
Okay.
online. I did an online course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very. That's the builder's white
Yeah.
card. Yeah. That's my language.
Yeah.
And what was your one?
I was doing. Have you ever gone into Oasis, Curtin? It's a university, and they do online learning, and basically you get all the resources online, and you communicate online with everything.
Okay.
So I didn't open it. I did this course, a little bit of it, through O10, which was all online.
Yeah, but a different style of online, isn't it?
It still was that feeling of, am I got it right? Have I got the question? Because it was a lot of type.
It was an
It was a
ambiguous, you didn't know
question,
whether you
it
got
told you
right
what to
or not.
read, and then you had to type it out, like to give your answer.
Yeah,
So,
and then you had to wait for someone to come
Yeah,
and
then
read
you had
it
to
to make
submit
sure
it.
Yeah,
it's...
I did get it right. I do know it.
yeah.
And be confirmed. So this is instant confirmation, and
Yes,
it
good.
grabs you at both levels because you're hearing it and seeing it. So I think it really brings your senses in to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Connect on
a
two
good point.
levels.
So what about the different options for answering questions? There was a lot of different things. There was crosswords, there was drag and drops, there was that one of the body where I could see you guys move. So that helps you guys,
Well, it
having
helped-
those different...
I think it helped because it gave you some of the answers. So you knew what you really needed to put there. You just had to question whether you had it in the right place. But at least it gave you that information. So it helped, I think. I think.
It was entertaining.
What about yourself? What do you think?
Was it better than what we're doing now? I
It
don't
was
know.
better than what we were doing in class.
Double-handed.
And is that because that's an interesting thought, it's better than. Is that because this suits the way that you'd like to learn, or you don't necessarily, is this because it's not a textbook, or is this just purely because it's that instant gratification, it's that varied style of learning, it's the targeted to your needs and stuff?
I think it's targeted for me. Targeted to
yeah.
my needs.
Yeah.
So that's what makes the difference.
And we're not double handling. Like at the moment, we could be doing many hours at
Yeah.
home reading this. You're not sure if that part actually answers this question. So you have to read the whole lot and then go back to it all to find that part that you did read that matched that question. And then again, you can't be sure that you've got that. Whereas this is kind of giving you an answer to choose from. So you know if you've read it or you've read what's on there, you're going to be able to choose the correct answer. If you don't, you're going to get another chance to do that and read the stuff that you know is suited for that. Whereas at home or within the classroom, if you're reading a textbook, it could be a whole chapter. You don't know if you're reading the specific thing that goes to that question.
Here's a question. Thank you. Did you miss the teacher?
I do.
I do.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good.
No,
I do.
I do. I actually like face-to-face
Yeah,
learning
me
as
too.
well.
Me too.
You know, I like
But in
to
that
collaborate.
in that 40 minutes, did you miss the teacher?
No,
No.
I thought it was
No,
awesome
not for that.
because you were able to just do it on your own in your own time, and you didn't need somebody there because if you got it wrong, you'd go back to it.
But how
Pointed
how
in the
much
right
time
direction.
can you spend on the computer
Yeah.
staring
Yeah.
at a screen?
Yeah, that's fair.
That is
So
true.
where does the teacher play? Where does the teacher come into the experience then?
I think it's the discussion and the brainstorming part of it.
definitely.
That there was this question about, the question about a kid hitting a ball, and it's like, well, we need to discuss on other possibilities before, assuming that kid has a physical disability. Does that make sense?
And teacher experience.
Yeah, so would it be fair to say the practice, apply, embed of the knowledge is where the teacher comes in? You know, this is the knowledge part.
Yeah.
Now what do we do with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that be,
Yeah.
that's,
Practicing what you've learnt.
Showing
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
it. Yeah, applying that.
so you'd be happy to say that this, something like this could give you enough of the knowledge to go on to the practice stage?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for your time. No, thank you very much. For me, I'll